Hey guys, and how's it going? Maniac Mower here. I know you're all probably just about sick of seeing this thing. We got a few more things to do with it. This is my 1968 112 square fender. This is the one that I had a Tecumseh motor in that we Kohler swapped, if you guys haven't been watching my videos. On this process, I will be making a playlist on it. I made a playlist on the patio restoration this morning, and I put it up on the channel. I figured it'd be you could just go on there and watch all the videos of it. Watch all the videos of it as we work on it and get it done, and you don't have to go through and sort through all the videos on the channel. One problem I have run into with the patio is I had somebody who was going to cut my frame out for me, like I was saying. Plans changed. They are not going to do it for me. So I'm just going to have to find somebody else to do it. Honest to God, I'm considering just doing it myself. I did it on the 68, as you guys all remember. I'm trying to see if I saw somebody was talking about a cutoff wheel. One like what's on a angle grinder. I'll have to look for it later. But it's one like what's on an angle grinder. But instead of it goes to an air compressor. It's an air compressor chuck or something like that, a drill. I don't quite remember, but it goes on one of them instead of that angle grinder. So who knows? We may end up doing that ourselves. We may not. I'm done with him. So that's it for now on him. I'm not going to go into any more detail on that. That is none of my business to tell. I probably shouldn't have told that what I just did. Anyway, we are going to be doing some more work on this 68 112. Last video that we did, we got it running. One thing that I have noticed, you drive it around and you got to pull. I pulled my trailer. I don't think I've shown my trailer yet. I'll have to show you guys that here soon. But I pulled my trailer around with it. I got a new trailer. And it seemed to do okay. But you had to pull back on it. And going uphill, it was a pain. Because you pull back all the way and you can't go back any further on that variator. I think I've adjusted the variator. I think the variator is just wore out. It's either wore out or needing replaced, or I need to pull it apart and fix it. So that's where we're at with that right now. I'm trying to think of if there's anything else I need to do with this tractor. Another thing we need to do is the PTO. I had to bend this bolt down in order to get it to work, to go onto this arm. So I want to do something about that. And also, the PTO clutch on here does not have any rubber piece on it. What the rubber piece is it grabs onto the rubber piece in here and it spins around. That's what spins your mower deck and your snow plow and your snow blower. I do not plan on running a snow blower on this. I would like to run a mower deck on it, though. I do have a couple up there. This motor does not appear to burn any oil. It does really good on gas, and it doesn't seem to burn oil. The 68, the 73 and 216 both seem to burn a little bit of oil when you mow with them. And I need a backup. I need something to use right now because, as you can see, the 73 is tore down. No, that muffler on there right now is not permanent. I just stuck it on there for looks. I did a while back a picture and I put it on Facebook. For those of you who follow me on there, you've probably seen it like that. I just stuck it on there for the look. I thought it was cool. The problem with this is I think I need a new coil for it. My coil just seems like it's not delivering like it should. And then no updates on the round fender currently. I was talking about a 10 horse Kohler I was going to get for this. Plan changed. We're not doing that. I am still looking for an 8 horse Kohler, though. If anybody has one they'd be interested in trading for this Tecumseh, let me know. So back to this. What we need to do is, in order to do the PTO clutch piece, we have to pull the engine out. Not to take the clutch off, but to get to the Another thing I don't like about it is it has this right there, that's for a hydraulic tractor, and also the pulley is bent or broken in a few places, and it has that hydraulic piece. I do not plan on destroying this pulley. I would like to keep it because of that hydraulic piece, because those are, I think those are rare. If I'm not mistaken, they're hard to find. And there was something else on here I wanted to do, but we gotta, in order for that to match up to that bolt, we gotta lift the engine up. And I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull out the engine, and we're going to put some washers or spacers or something like that underneath of it, and see if we can level it out high enough. I think probably 2 or 3 washers will do it where I want it to be, but we'll see. Like I said, we will find out later. Let me go on ahead, I guess. I will put you all in the stand, and we will go on ahead and we will take a look at it. This right here is what I was talking about. This is that rubber piece right here. And this, I'm hoping this one comes off easy because this is the one that we're going to use. This is a motor out of a 210 I had that I got rid of, so extra parts. This is the motor that came out of the 68. That noise you hear is my fan over there running. But this is another one. This is what came out of the 68. I was considering taking this one, although it's in pretty rough shape. This is broken on it too, so we might have to just leave this one alone. I think I'm going to bring that 10 horse down that I was looking at upstairs, and we'll see about that one. Brought that motor down from upstairs. I'm going to grab a crowbar. We're going to see if we can get this thing off of here. We'll start with this, then we'll try getting the clutch. It should come off pretty easy, but we'll see. camera decided it wanted to quit. So here's what I'm thinking about doing right now. My idea I just had seemed to work. Have the socket in there and push up on it. If I had another person out here to hold down the crowbar while I hit the socket, that'd be ideal. But okay, everybody, this should be fun. This has been on here for I don't know how many years, and it hasn't been off there since. So we gotta get it off. This is gonna be fun. I'm gonna leave the belt on the pulley, but I am gonna activate the parking brake. That'll be loose. We'll be able to watch that belt and know when the pulley's starting to come off. That's why I'm gonna leave it on there. Let me grab my, oh, we gotta pull that bolt out of there. What size is that? What is this? This is 3/4. That's bigger. I don't remember what size that is. I think it might be a little bit smaller. Yeah. Moves. We got our PTO. I really wanted to do that, but unfortunately I don't really think we can. So, because I don't really want to mess with it too much. We do need to replace that variator, that's for sure. Needs to come down some. Okay, bent down more than this, I thought. need it tighter. What I wish we would have done now, I wonder if this can be adjusted or not, or if that's permanent. As long as we don't go it'll spin a deck. Yeah, I am not. I don't think we can go with this. Let's grab another bolt. I think. And we'll take a look at that one. We might end up doing what we did on the patio. Or cut right in half on this. Grind it down some. Because it needs to go down quite a bit. Let me go grab another bolt. I'll be right back. Ran up here and I grabbed that. Down. This one might be a little bit longer than that bolt, but it shouldn't hurt. First washer. Second washer. I think the threads are cleaned up a little bit. Let's try that again. There we go. We have to do some grinding. We'll grind it down a little bit. We'll see if that fixes it or not. Okay, everybody, a little bit of fast forwarding. I had to stop the camera because somebody showed up. I had a customer come out here and buy a sewing machine off of me. I don't know if you saw it on the desk, but it ain't there no more. He came over here and bought that off me. Very nice guy. Anyway, so we currently have the 68 sitting here right now, pulled apart. What I did, actually, I put it back together and I just tested it. I haven't tested the PTO yet, but I put everything back together. I stuck some washers underneath the engine to prop it up a little bit in the back. I didn't put any washers up under the front. I just put them under the back. And I managed to get this arm to go on here. So that's good. So what we're going to do is I have to make a decision whether I want to pull one of the mower decks off of one of these two and take that out and mow, or whether I want to just hold off on it until we get the variator system, variator situated on this. I think what I want to do is I am going to go on, I'm going to have to order a belt. A mule drive belt. I think once we order a mule drive belt, and maybe a deck belt. We'll need 2 of them. My stash of belts, I'm out of good belts. All mine are falling apart. You know what we'll do? We're going to pull that one down from upstairs up on the loft, and we're going to throw it on here and we'll see how it does. I think I might have a decent belt I can throw on there just to try it out and see how it does. So let me go on ahead and I will get that going and I will be back. Okay everybody, I put a belt on there and a thing up front. Let's try it out. It's not going to stay on there because I pulled the one off with a 216. Hopefully all things work. Ready? We'll give it a second to warm up. Run a little higher. I think it's time to go do some mowing. Mow. Ready? I think it's something we're gonna have to mess with and try and figure out. We need to find out why that mower deck, the PTO, won't stay on. Because if you let off of it, it shuts right off. So I'm not quite sure. I think I need to throttle it up. Aside from that, it did a really good job mowing. Tell you what, I was very impressed. I thought it did a really good job at mowing. I just wish it would hold itself on. I think there's a way to fix that. We'll have to take a look. Well, I guess we better go on ahead and do the variator next. As you guys saw, that needs done, so we'll go on ahead and do that, I guess. Cool. Let's see, I'm impressed. Started smoking a little bit more. Gotta look into that. I went over there and I was driving around the house, and I noticed when I was going around, I noticed some new smoke. Didn't smoke that much before, so we're gonna have to take a look at it. But we did manage to mow for the first time with the 68. What we need to do now is our PTO came disconnected. I also noticed, and I don't know if you guys, I think I showed it in the video, or I told you guys, the PTO will not hold itself on for whatever reason, so we gotta find out what the deal is with that. Let me grab it. There's my nylon mallet. We gotta figure out why that is. Trying to think of what else we need to do other than that and the variator. I think the variator should be simple to fix. If it's like what the 216 had, I'll mess with that when it's cooled down. If it's like the one the 216 has, yeah, I don't doubt it'll be about the same, but hopefully it shouldn't be too hard to get out of there. So we'll let it cool down for a little while, and then we'll be back and we'll work on it. So what I think we are going to go on ahead and do now with the 68 is I do need to change the engine oil in it. We also need to do the variator. We've got the PTO system pretty much figured out on how it needs to be, but as you guys saw though the other day, that arm popped off on me. It is actually the next day right now. Trying to think of what else we can do before we pull the variator off of it. I think that's going to just end up being our next step, is go on ahead and pull that variator out. I do need to put a points cover on it. I have not done that yet. Oh, one thing we need to do is we need to take a look at our terminals, because as you can see, that needs tightened down. This wire needs to be crimped. I also want to do something a little bit different with these. I have them slide-ons, but they just slide right off. This one especially likes to slide right off when you're driving. You got to pull the hood, put it back on. I just stepped on my bucket. Whoops. But slide that back on there and go finish. One thing that I noticed is this will not hold itself up in this tab. Well, now it wants to, but it will not hold itself up in that tab. I think the reason behind that is it might be slanted forward a little bit, Oh, now it wants to because that's out of there. I'm trying to think of what could be causing that. I'm wondering if the battery tray might be sitting on it. Speaking of, I do need to pull that battery. So that's what we're on right now. We do need to go on ahead and remove the variator. That's always fun to do. We'll put it up on the forklift. We'll lift it up in the air. We'll take a look at it. Here's my other mower deck that I have. I need to do something with it. I got another deck up there. I'm considering taking this deck apart and putting everything from this deck onto that deck, because this one is falling apart, and as you can see, somebody's welded it up. That one up there is rusty, but it's not in this bad a shape. Or use that deck. That's what I'm thinking about we're doing right now. And plus, that one has the decals on it for a 68 112. This one has no decals on it. This deck over here, I found out, this is actually the one for our patio. The 69 112, the 69 patio that we have, this is actually the deck that went to it. So that's pretty cool. It looks like a 200 series deck though, if you ask me. It's got the metal wheels on it. I had another deck with metal wheels. That one ended up getting traded for other stuff. I got screwed over. On that deck. But as you can see, we've got this here. I'm trying to think of what else we need to do other than the variator and the wires. I think that's about it. So let's just go on ahead and we'll get into this, I guess. Currently here taking a look at our wiring. This wire right here goes to our starter button. I want to pull the starter button off, but the problem with doing that is the problem with taking the starter button. Did this wire come off? Oh, look at that. Never mind. The problem with that is this hole right here would be exposed. I don't want to expose that hole, so I'm just going to leave that alone. And that broke, so that works. We need to find a crimp. This is our positive wire here. We actually have it opposite. This is our negative. This is our positive. Negative's red, positive's black. So we need to find why it's like that. I don't know. I guess that's the way I did it. So we need to find camera died, so you guys didn't get to see me work on the other stuff, but I did save the fun part. We're going to work on coil. Got that battery in, let's just make sure it turns over. Next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna do an oil change before we do the variator. Okay, before we do go on ahead and start it, get this done. There we go. I still don't know why that came off there, but we're gonna wants to idle. That might have been the whole problem, was just that. Let's see if our PTO will engage. Let's stay engaged. Yes, it will. Lifting up that battery tray fixed it. Cool. Let's try it again. Cool. Next thing we will do is, let's just take it out and do some mowing with it. We'll go out and we'll mess around with it a little bit, and then we'll bring it back in. We'll do an oil change on it. Let me check the oil here quick though and make sure that it's above full before we take it out and play. I checked the oil, and for me saying it didn't burn oil, let me pull it back out and I'll show you what we're at real quick. So I think we're about due for a change. I didn't realize how it's been running for a while though. That's from probably just mowing. So I would say we're due for an oil change. I'm almost considering just topping it off. Not worrying about that, just topping it off, because that old oil didn't really appear to be too bad that it had in there. I think whoever, I don't know. Now keep in mind, it's burning oil because the rings are probably seating still. Yeah, I'll change the oil, I'm sure. There ain't a whole lot left in there though. We'll top it off, I guess, for right now. Next change we do, we will drain it out completely and refill it. So let me do that here fast, and we'll do it. Another reason I'm just going to top it off is I barely have enough oil to even fill it. I'll show you. This is all the oil that I have left right here. There's a little bit in there still. That's holding it level right there. If you see it, it's not even in this area, so I'll show you there's oil in there, but I don't even have that much left, so we'll just put what's left in it, I guess. Bad news, we're out of oil. It took what I had left to fill this. So that's great. Ready? Let's see if she'll start. Take a look. think our deck needs to be level. So apparently messing with that somehow messed with our carburetor adjustment doing that. I almost wonder if we had it tuned to the point where it was only wanting to work with that. Now, hopefully, we'll adjust. Yeah, this feels like it needs to be adjusted. They're not open very far. Well, I want you guys to be able to see, so we'll do it from this side. See, ready? I can't tell where I'm at. I don't want to touch that because that's hot. That's one. That's 2.5. There we go, that's 2.5. This one is 2.25. One, 2.25. Like that. Hopefully. And now when we go to start it, it will run. Ready? I guess that's next on our list to play with. We'll have to mess with that starter some. Wish it would quit doing that and it'd stay running enough for me to get over here. Just right there. I guess that's idle. Next order of business, we're going to take a look at this adjustment over here. Because for whatever reason, this side seems to want to... That one's on the ground, so that's where... For those of you who are angrily commenting in the comments saying you have your adjustable hook on the wrong side, you were right. I went in there and I took a look on a couple other of my tractors to see. The stationary one is supposed to be on the discharge side. The one that adjusts is supposed to be on the other side. So I had it mixed up. I ended up switching them around. I adjusted this one. And now I have the deck level, so I'm happy. So what we are going to do now is, as you can see, I've got the deck off the tractor. We are going to put it up on the forklift as soon as I put that pallet somewhere else. And we're going to take a look at that variator, and we are going to see exactly what the deal is with it and why it is having trouble. So let's do that here quick. So we're underneath of the 68 right now, and I'm taking a look. That variator is a little bit different than I remember. I'll show you. Take a look. It's a little bit different than the one off of the 216, but I don't think it should be too much different. We should be able to get to it, hopefully. So, let's take a look. We're back here looking at the 71. Variator right now. I want to check it and see if it moves. I don't think that's good. It moves. So hey, it's already loose. So well, I guess this one, if all we're replacing is the variator, I guess it maybe isn't connected to all this like I thought it was. Okay, well, we'll get the one out of the 68 first, and then we'll come back, I guess. We'll tear this one out too. I turned off all the lights so they wouldn't bother with you guys. Let me shut my fan off too. Hopefully I don't burn up, but you guys will be able to hear me. Move this light up too so I don't get in its way. There we go. Okay, so here's our variator. This right here is the variator. That appears to be on there nice and tight. Let's get this off of here first. This is our transmission belt. The one up there is our engine belt. That one will go on first when we put the new variator on. Let me activate our parking brake so that we can get that other one on. I have it in gear for everybody who's throwing fits right now. There we go. Although I don't think being in gear is going to hold it much longer. I do want to check that variator though, and I do want to see how it is. Once we get the belt up. That seems loose. Just way too loose. Look how easy that moves. Whether it's supposed to be like that or not, I'm not sure. It don't wobble. Well, it kind of does. I have another one over here that wobbles. Let me see if that... I ran over there and I took a look at that one. No, this one is not like that. This one moves nice. As you can see. I'm almost wondering if it just has a little bit too much movement in it. It's got a wobble. It may be about ready to be replaced. No, that's on there nice and tight. So what I think we need to do, I'm trying to figure out, because when we had the belts on there, this is, it's not normal for it to be like it was when this belt was on there. So what I think we need to do is I'm going to loosen that just for shits and giggles, since we're probably going to be replacing this anyway. I'm going to loosen that one bolt, and I'm going to see if loosening that variator bolt, we try sliding this back by hand, if it'll do anything or not. I have decided we're just going to go on ahead and replace the variator. I'm not going to screw with it. Taking a look at these two variators, you see them both right here. I'm just looking, trying to see how they both look, and they both look about the same. I don't notice much difference about them. So I was almost wondering if I should have just left this in there and replaced the springs. I'm considering replacing the whole drive terrain. When I say drive terrain, I mean the spring that hooks up to this and the one rod. That's about it. Not sure. I guess we will go on ahead and try it. Put that back in. It's going to be a pain to get back in there. They were both a pain to get out of the tractors, and the ones pulled apart most of the way. So we'll see about getting them back in there. I got to remember how I did it on the patio, because on the patio I had to do this too. So let's do it. Dropped that new variator in the 68, and I hooked all the belts up to it and everything, and I turned it over to adjust the variator, and it's still having the same problem as it was before, which I don't understand. I'm wondering if that spring in there, I also changed the tension spring. I almost wonder if there's a spring in there that hooks up right onto the variator, not the one that goes to the back end, but the one that it goes underneath. I almost wonder if that piece is no good. I have another one around back I can grab, but I'm not sure. I want to try and drive it here first and see if it does any better. So let's try it out. guess we'll take it out and we'll try it out and see. It drove over here pretty well. Well, let me put the battery tray in it. We'll take it out and drive. I think really all we could put the battery tray back in it and we won't have to pull it back out as long as things go to plan. We'll take it and try it out though. Let's do some testing. Here's the real test. I would say the variator's fixed. Figure out that loose wire next. Got the 68. I threw the deck back on the 68, took it out and tried mowing with it. Mows really good. Ran out of gas out in the front yard, so we gotta put the gas in it. Well, I'm trying to think if there's anything else that we need to do today, or if we can go on ahead and end this video. I think what we are going to do is we're going to end this video here, and if I think of anything else before I put this on the computer and get it edited, I'll include it. If not, we've got everything solved. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. I will see you all in the next video.